Hey guys, how's it going? It's Russell again. Just want to go through one of my favorite services at the moment. It's called Trader Circle X. And in this video, I'm going to show you an insight into the service and show you how the founders are super young entrepreneurs and are making millions of dollars every year trading stocks and running their businesses. So stick around if you want to hear more about it. And make sure you subscribe if you're new to this channel. And let's get going with Circle X Trade Review. So basically, this service was brought to my attention a few months ago by a few of the guys in our own Discord. Said, like, you should check these guys out. They're making a lot of money. Their options trades are really hitting the marks, like almost every day, 80+% success rate. So I thought it was about time I checked out some of their trades and checked out who these guys actually are. So I've written this review. You can go and check it out. I'll put the link in the description below. And this is a fantastic service from what I can see. It's a Discord, so if you like Discord, then you'll really enjoy the service. I don't particularly like Discord, even though I run one, but basically it's the ideal platform for getting going with these services because it's all like almost free to run. So these guys have jumped on that bandwagon. It looks like they had a background in basically being social media traders, so they're really big on Instagram, and I'll show you a little bit about that further down. So yeah, the chat room is on Discord. You get all the usual things that you'd expect with a Discord chat room. So you get watch lists, webinars, live trading, a whole bunch of bots, and of course the alerts from the team, which has about 14 guys all alerting, all just different styles of trading. Usually it seems to be focusing on options day trades or overnight swings. That seems to be the main focus of this group, and they're really good at it from what I can see. So the thing that got me a little bit was it says on their website, this is their website by the way, you can go and check it out, Traders Circle X. It said on there basically that there's 14 team members and they've had about 15 plus years of trading between them. So that sounds great, except when you find out the two main guys have the vast majority of that experience and the rest of them have only started trading recently, like in the last year or two. Not that it's a bad thing, there's lots of novice traders or intermediate traders that do really, really well. But it does worry me a little bit because this last year or two were really, really great for trading. And it just makes me just take a step back and think, well, maybe some of these guys, had a good run when the market was really good. And now things have become a lot trickier. They might have a hard time. But they still seem to be doing pretty well, at least the main four traders I've looked at. They seem to be doing really well still, even in this really difficult market. So just an observation. A lot of these discords sprung up last year with traders that were making a lot of money and wanted to basically start their own alert services. So time will tell how these services do over the next couple of years now that the pandemic influx of traders is completely dried up. So anyway, let's get into the founders a little bit. I really enjoyed researching these guys. So one of the main guys is called Mihir, and I had a hard time finding out much stuff about this guy. So there's a lot of articles like on Forbes and stuff that look like paid fluff articles that are just to try and boost their brand kind of thing. So they talk about Mihir, and he is a very polished looking guy. So this is him. He's always posted, wearing suits and fancy clothes, expensive clothes. He's only 19 at the time that I wrote this article this week. So it just there's something about this guy. I can't find much about him. Like he seems like he's a good trader. His family, looking into his family, looks like the family has quite a bit of wealth. They live in the Bay Area. I even tracked down his sister on, I think, Twitter, and she has a very similar kind of uh, presentation of herself, like wearing Gucci clothes and things. So maybe they're self-made, but like she's a student, so she seems to have an awful lot of money for being a student. So that immediately starts to make me wonder. This guy seems just a little bit too polished for somebody who's been trading for a few years. So he says he started at 14, and he's 19 now, so that gives about 5 years of experience, which is great. I mean, that's all it takes to become a really accomplished trader sometimes, especially, if you work really hard at it. So I don't know. This guy didn't quite ring true with me. Something just seems a little off, but it could just be, you know, a gut feeling that I have that's wrong. However, the other founder, this guy called Kevin Trades, really impressed me. So I found a whole lot more about this guy on YouTube and different articles and things. And this guy seems to me to be like the real deal. So he started off on Instagram by the looks of it. He has a huge following, 194,000 followers. Go and check him out. I think he is a completely authentic guy. And he is only 22 though, so again, very young. Always makes me a little bit just kind of step back when these guys are popping up. But this guy seems to have a huge following, and people seem to love this guy's trades. So he lives in the Valley in LA. I used to live there too, so I really like the area he lives in. However, he does have a really checkered past. So he was basically in prison for 3 years, and looks like for 12 felonies, including robberies and even assaults. So the immediate impression is this guy, like, I don't know if I want to follow this guy. But after watching a ton of his YouTube videos, the guy has clearly turned his life around, and he is obviously a successful entrepreneur. You can tell when you watch these videos, like what they're saying, how they're acting. Like, you can tell this guy knows what he's doing. So there's really no reason to believe that, not to believe that he's turned his life around from being kind of into drugs and drinking to actually making a lot of money trading. So he seems like a real character. He's from Indonesia originally. So this is him, not the best picture, standing in front of his nice cars. He seems to be, from the impression I get, he seems to be the main guy behind this service. So the only thing I don't like is he's not had that much experience, 2018. But again, I've met plenty of traders who started around that time who've also done really well. So from his interviews, I can tell this guy's the real deal. He definitely works hard. Apparently, he was driving like Ubers and Postmates and stuff like that whilst learning to trade stocks and putting all that money in and reinvesting it and learning. He seems really good, so I was really impressed with him. I've put a link to his YouTube channel, tons of free information there from him. So I watched a lot of those, and obviously he knows technical analysis really well. He seems to be on top of all that. So anyway, what matters? That's like a brief overview of the founders, but what really matters is, can he make money with TCX? And I didn't have time yet to go through like everybody in that room, so I focused on the main guys, which I'll kind of tell you a bit more about. So I've talked about the two founders, so they're two of the main guys, but they also have a whole bunch of these other traders. So I'm going to show you some results, recent results of the two head traders that I was checking out their trades. So the only thing here is, like, it's almost impossible to really get like a good feel for a service, even if you backtest some of their stuff, because so much else comes into it, right? You've got, how long are you looking back? Can subscribers replicate the trades? Like, if you miss one trade, are you going to completely offset your profit and loss compared to the person who's calling them out? So by no means is the stuff I'm going to show you like an indicator whether you'll be successful with these trades, but it's a good way to show just like a quick snapshot at random, which was like this week. So the first guy I want to talk about is Hassan. He is one of the top traders there. People seem to love this guy. Apparently, he spent 4 years before he made any money trading, which is exactly what you'd expect to see, right? None of this 6 months and they're doubled their account nonsense. So here are some screenshots that I took in the Discord, which shows Hassan trading his options. So you can see the kind of stuff he does here. Buying to open, BA 250 calls, 0.77, and then selling them for 120 the same day, 55% returns. And then he does a scalp, and then 3 for 3, and then we're done. So this kind of reminds me of Malcolm inside Kick Traders, my room, where he basically does a quick few option scalps and then he's done. So he'll do 1 to 3 like this guy did on this day. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is the weekly recap from last week. So you can see 95% win rate. And these are the trades. Like, this was a loser. Um, and then those are some of the winners. So this guy's not trading that much, but the trades he does do seem to work out pretty well. So if you like this style of options trading, I would check these guys out. So the other guy is Troy Miller. Well, before we get started, let me just say here that these alerts come out in real time, but it's like every other service out there. You've got to be ready, and often these things are momentum trades, and that's why people start to say stop alert services or options alerts or scams, because when you're playing momentum, it's almost impossible to get the same price as the guy who does the alert. So with these though, it looks like if you can get in even 10% higher than his price, then you should be okay. So usually these things will move 20, 30, 40% or more. So you're okay if you chase a little bit. But that's obviously up to your own judgment about whether you want to wait for a pullback or whatnot. So that holds true for most of these day trade alerts in this service, but also other services too. So this guy Troy Miller is another one of the top traders there. These two guys seem to be who people follow the most. That's why I'm kind of featuring them here. Um, So, interestingly, he's in the Marines, and I really have found that military, medical, and science backgrounds tend to do the best in trading. They stick at it longer, they have the perseverance and the mental fortitude to actually succeed trading. So, here are Troy's weekly recaps. So, you can see his track record here 150%, 300%, minus 25. So, you just kind of glance through here. You can go and check these out in the review a little bit more. But you can see that he has way more wins than he does losses, and his wins are much bigger in general. At least he has several big, big wins compared to his 25% losses or 20% losses. So this could well be an amazing week for him, but I've backtested some of these, and this was a particularly good week, but he has good weeks as quite regularly. So this guy seems to be the real deal as well. Here are the breakdowns from his trades, so you can see like on Wednesday he only took 2 trades, but they were big winners, so that's cool. So that's kind of the frequency you expect, a few trades a day from each of these traders, so you can kind of pick the ones that you're having the most success with, and then it's not total crackhead day trading where you're just non-stop in out, scalping. There's a lot of trades throughout the server, but you can just pick the channels or the guys that you want to actually follow. Again, it's worth pointing out these guys are doing this in a really bad market, so I'm pretty impressed that they're still making money. So the cost is about $95 a month. It goes up from there. You can get a lot more for your money. We can go and look at that in a sec. But you get live trading sessions, watch lists, and alerts for that. So like the standard stuff you get with most Discords. $95 a month, pretty much mid-range for these types of services. There are a lot of other Discords. This seems to be one of the better ones though. There's a lot of channels, so if you're overwhelmed in Discords, I know a lot of people are, then they have over 30 channels, so that can be a little bit overwhelming. But overall, I really like these guys. I think I'm going to try more of their trades. This is their website, so let's have a look at some of this stuff. So they're pretty big. I mean, they've got 10,000 plus students, which is quite impressive. And I think that comes from their backgrounds as well established social media traders on Instagram, that they've pulled in a lot of people when they started the service. And I think it started last year. Not completely sure, but it's a fairly new service. The 88% hit rate and 7 million in profits. I'm not sure if that's them or if that's their, a poll for their entire room or not, but this is what they do. They do some swing trading. I haven't really looked into that yet, though, so I can do another video on some of these other position and swing trading stuff. They have some courses which seem pretty high priced as well, so that might be worth looking at. Although a lot of this stuff you can get on their YouTube channels for free, I bet. So let's see if we click join our chat room today. Here's the pricing. You can do a week for $25, which is pretty fair, I think. So you can see for 95 you get the same, but it's per month, so you get all these things. And then at the moment it looks like you get some previous coursework. Seems like that's the main difference. Yeah, it looks like that's the only difference between the gold, except it's a discount on the monthly rate, so $800 for the month. Looks like they have some other memberships. So 3,000 platinum, one-on-one mentorship, monthly check-ins, access to their course. So you get, the usual tiered kind of system. Looks like when you cancel, you have to submit a thing through their form to cancel, which is interesting. It's not loading. There we go. So you cancel via their website, which is good. So that's about it. That's Trader Circle X. I think definitely worth checking out. Even if you just do a week for $25, have a look at some of their alerts, see what you think. But overall, really good service, and I think I'll end the video there. But keep an eye out for more videos, and I'll probably do a couple more on these guys as I take more of their trades. Alright guys, thanks for listening. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Alright, cheers.